I'm not a Hebrew professional, but this guy seems to be a Hebrew professional. This video was passed along to me from Loretta. This channel is called Assembly of Called Out Believers. And I took the hour and 45-minute video. I squished the stuff that I like, which was like 7 minutes of the video. The whole plan of salvation, the whole story was said not only in the first verse, but the first word. The Son of God with thorns in his head hanging on a tree as a gift, and his covenant for you and I. All in the first word through the Hebrew letters. Without further ado, I'll pass it along, and I'll leave the full video in the description box below. I don't agree with everything the guy said, but that's okay. I don't agree with myself sometimes. Okay, but what a beautiful presentation. And if you like what I'm going to present to you, which is nice, short, sweet, obviously go watch the video and see if you like the rest of this stuff. Lots of cool things. God is a smart God. All right. Go, Jesus, go. Here's the video.
Right in the very first verse, you see, Bereshit, bara. I've written it up here for you. Et hashemayim va'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Before we even go on, this first verse is so loaded. What's amazing is if you even looked at this verse, the very first thing that you see is it starts with the bait. But the Aleph Bet starts with what letter? Aleph. So where's the Aleph? You would think if you're going to start the depiction of the creation of the world, you would start with the Aleph, right? Yes?
But now, I mean, Genesis is the Aleph book.
It is the very first book. It's the Aleph book. And who does the Aleph represent? The Aleph is seen in who? Elo. Him, right. So this Aleph equals God. And he's always been in existence. But he's invisible. You don't see him. So he's already present. The focus of this creation account is what God is creating for his own home. The bait in Hebrew pictographs is a home. It's like an open-walled tent. You see it has a foundation that extends past the wall. It has a rooftop, but it has an open entrance, just like the tent of Abraham, to welcome all who would come in. And God is creating a place for his Beit HaMikdash. What's Beit HaMikdash? The house of the Lord, the holy temple, right? The place where he will dwell. He's creating an environment, and he's creating a bride. And so we see the very first letter, the Hebrew letter, is enlarged. This is one of the first anomalies. The bait is not only enlarged to tell you that the whole focus is God is creating his house, but in a lot of scripts, you will see 4 little crowns. Now, the bait normally doesn't have any tag-in. Do you know what a tag-in is? Little crowns that only 7 letters have. Bait doesn't have those. But in this case, it's not only enlarged, but it has certain crowns, which is interesting. We'll look into some of the symbolism of those 4 tag-ins a little bit later. Now, how many words are there here? Hebrew reads from right to left, right? And it is said that each of these days represents 1,000 years in history. There's going to be a hidden prophecy, and we're going to look at that. But even within the first word, if you broke down this first word, there's so many words hidden within even this very first Hebrew word. Like bar, for instance. What does the word bar mean? Sun. So we see the sun and the Aleph Tav here in this very first verse. So the very first focus is the Word of God, and something's going to happen with the Word of God. Let's look further. If we look at this after bar, Aleph, it represents God. So you have the Son of God first depicted in the first 3 letters. The Son of God is also known as the Creator. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You know, the word for created is bara. You can see it here. The Beit, Resh, and the Aleph. So you have, within the term for the Son of God, the Creator. But it goes further. If you look at the Sheen, the last 3 letters, Sheen, Yod, Tav, this is the word for thorns. Sheet. And then within the word, you see we have Rosh, right? Right here, Resh, Aleph, Sheen. What's Rosh? Like we have Rosh Chodesh, we have head, exactly. So you see a picture starting to be formulated, and then if you look at brosh, the word for tree is brosh. It's spelled with the Beit and the Resh and the Sheen by itself without the Aleph. So even hidden within the first word, we see hidden glimpses of the plan of salvation. The Son of God with thorns on his head, hanging on a tree. And we haven't even looked at all of the words that pop out of Bereshit. It goes on further. Sheen and Yod is the word for gift. So we have the Son of God with thorns on his head, hanging on a tree as a gift. A gift of what? Or for what? The only letter that's left is this Tav. And the Tav in Paleo-Hebrew even looked like a cross, and it means the covenant. So we see the whole plan of salvation hidden within the very first word, not even the first sentence, that the Son of God was the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. This means it's hidden even within the creation account. He has thorns on his head, a symbol of humility. He's going to let you walk all over him. He's going to be hanging on a tree. Deuteronomy says, cursed is anyone who hangs on a tree. But he's doing it willingly as a free gift, like John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. This is the free gift. And it's the gift of the covenant. It's the price that he's willing to pay for the bride. And it's all hidden within this first word.